Hi, welcome to Artistry Collaborative. My name is JoAnn, and today we are going to create this adorable fairy garden globe from the Dollar Tree. So fun, so easy. I know I say it all the time, but it really is. Yeah, we're going to make the fairy house. We are going to create the garden, and you can do it your own style. Doesn't have to be these colors, but it will be fun. So as we say at Artistry Collaborative, just try. So let's try this together. Okay, so we're going to turn this Dollar Tree planter into an adorable fairy garden. So the first thing you need to do is lay down your foundation. And these are from the Dollar Tree. There's like 4 pieces in a pack. Now the easiest way is if you go to Michael's or JoAnn's, they sell these, but they're much more pricier, and you could just do a slice and it's nice and round, and that works too. But because I want to use mostly Dollar Tree, I'm going to slice this. I would say I'm going to take a third off. And then I'm just going to try to round it. Does not have to be precise. You just want to be able to get it in the globe. Yeah, like so. And I save all my little pieces because you never know when you need to do a little filler. Now I have this in my stash. It's actually peel and stick sheet moss. But I used to get that at AC Moore, and they don't sell it. There's no more AC Moore. So the Dollar Tree does have this moss sheet. And it's not sticky on the other side, but you could use this very easily and then just hot glue it to your green foam. So actually I am going to turn this into a circle. And then I'm going to cut around it. The reason why you do this is that it will fit the circle better. And you just peel it. Or if you don't have this, of course, you would just place it down and put hot glue, or even tacky glue. You don't have to use hot glue. This stuff is super sticky. Okay, and then I'm going to just place this on here and then pull this down. Now as you can see, I didn't completely cover my green, so that's where these pieces come in handy. So I just go back and fill in the gaps, because I don't want the foam to show at all. Okay, and that's what the bottom looks like. Now I'm going to take my tacky glue and squeeze that in there really well. I want to put a lot of glue because I want it to stay still. I'm going to put some hot glue just to get it to stay. Just squeeze it in and press down. Sometimes I put a bottle in there, but if you put the hot glue, that'll hold it until the other glue takes hold. Okay, so now we're going to work on the fairy house. So let me clean this up and I'll be back. Okay, I used to make my fairy houses out of clay, which can get pretty pricey, and then it dawned on me that I could be using these blocks of wood that I got from the Dollar Tree. So, hello. It's amazing how, you know, something very obvious doesn't hit you till a long time later. So, the first thing we're going to do, this is just scrap clay that I have from previous projects. So I'm going to use it up, and we are going to create a very, actually I'm going to keep some of the blue out, and we'll use that for the windows and doors, and we'll make this the top. Now, either one of these will work, and I'm going to show you how to make two different kinds of tops. One will be a very fairy-like looking one. The other one could be like a mushroom if you wanted to do like a gnome type thing. But you want to, this is polymer clay. They have Sculpey, Primo, there's another brand I can't think of, Souffle. There's several different kinds that you can use. I love polymer clay, and I hope to show you some other projects that you can use the clay for. Make this incredible mosaic with the different clays. It's just so pretty. So I really want it to have this marble effect, because if you keep blending it, if I use my pasta machine and keep running it through, it will turn into one color, and I don't want that. I want a marbling effect. That's why I left this blue out, because I am going to turn that into the windows and the doors. So, alright. So then what I do is I just roll it into a roll, and then I cut a piece, and then I squish it down like so. Try it. Want to come in closer so you can see. And then I take this part and I just roll it. And then just work it down until I think it fits how I want it on the top of the stool. So again, you can make it as, you know, much of an overhang as you like, or as little overhang. And then this part I like to just twist like so. And then that will be the top of our little fairy garden. Now, if you wanted to make a more of a mushroom, you would just do away with this part. Just cut there, smooth it over, and that would be that. Okay. Now I want to make the doors and the windows. So I have these cutters, but you could use a template like cut out a template. It could be an oval, it could be the window shape, it could be any shape. You could have a round door, you could have a rectangle door, any size you want. And then just lay out your clay. Now I will tell you that I know Dollar Tree is selling modeling clay, and I did try it, but it doesn't dry. You can't even air dry it. It just stays sticky, so that won't work. You will need the polymer clay. And then I just get it so that it's reasonable. I don't know, less than 1/8 of an inch. And so then I just make the door. Probably make a couple of doors because I'll just have them in my stock. And I make a few windows. Okay. Now what I do with the door is I make a little hole here, and I either put a bead or a brad so that I can put the door handle in it. And then I just make some lines. They don't have to be even. I want to make sure that this is in frame here. And just draw this down like so. And then make a wood grain. It's just squiggly lines. And it looks wooden. There. And again, I'm going to do it here and here. Okay, and then the windows, I pretty much will, I mean, if you want to, I did take this out. I was going to put this in the door. And you could do that in the window too. Alright, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it on my log. And the reason why I do that is because the clay is flat and the log is round. So if you just put this in the toaster oven as is flat, it will harden flat, and then it won't really have a great adhesion when you glue it on. So you want to put it on the log, and the log can take the heat because the heat is not very high. It's only a 275. I forget what it is because I have a toaster oven just for my polymer clay because I don't really like mixing the polymer clay with food. And so so yeah, make sure that there's no food when you're cooking the polymer clay, you know, if you're using your regular oven. So I'm going to put it in the oven like that, and we will bake it. It's, I forget what the degrees is. I think it's 275 for 15 minutes. And you're going to put this in there too. So I'm going to go cook this, and I'll be back. One of the other things I wanted to show you, this was an afterthought, but as I was thinking of what I was going to put in my garden, sometimes I like to make little tree stumps so that I can put a bead on, and it looks like a gazing ball that you would put in your garden. So what I did is I mixed up some brown and some gold that I had, just so that it's not all brown, but you could add like white to your brown to make a light brown and a dark brown. You could add beige, you could, I just happen to have some gold, and so I'm just mixing that up just to give it a little more interest. So, and then what I do is I roll it out again, and these have to be relatively small. So I would say they're probably like a half an inch. Yeah. And then I cut it, squish it, and I kind of pull out the bottom a little bit so that it looks like it has roots on the top. And again, I like a little indentation where the ball's going to sit. And then I just take this tool. Again, it is from the Dollar Tree. This is what it looks like. It has a pointer, and I just make some lines so that it looks like wood. And they don't have to be too fancy or too fussy. I just like the texture. On the top, you're not going to see it anyways, but I just make a spiral because it has the rings. And so that, and then that will sit in there, and I will put a bead. This is not the bead that I'm going to use, but I'll put a bead on top like that, and it'll be a little gazing ball. So I just wanted to give you that little tutorial on how to make little miniatures for your garden. But you could take a really pretty bead. I have iridescent beads, and I will glue that on. So I'm going to go bake this, and I'll be back. Okay, so now we're going to assemble the fairy house. I was going to use a brad and put that through the hole, but it's much too big. So I'm just using one of these pearly things that you can get at the Dollar Tree. We're going to put a little dab of hot glue. Put that on there. Yeah, and then there's that. And then we are going to glue the entire door onto the little stump. Okay, and then we'll glue the windows. And I mean, if you're really good with clay, or if you have some little tiny ribbons, you could, put ribbons around the edges. You could make little shutters with little squares. I mean, there's 1,000 things you can do. I'm just trying to keep it basically simple. And then we're going to put this guy in here. I'm wondering if I should put him down first, and then watch my top not fit. Yeah, it's not going to fit. So what I got to do is make some room. So luckily, I'm just pushing down on the foam, compressing it so that it's a little indentation, and then this can go on top. I think I'm going to put them together first and let that sit a while. So just put some hot glue or E6000, tacky glue will work. Yeah, like so. So there's the little house. Isn't that cute? Alright, we want to set up the back. So it had these flowers on it, and so I just cut them down, and I save everything. And if you see my tutorial on the Spooky Mansion, I mentioned that I bought the tree, but you can make trees, and that's how you make them, is with this kind of stuff. You just paint it black and put a few together and you have a tree. So again, I do save everything. So I cut this up and I have a whole bag. I love this stuff. I get this at JoAnn's, but it's extremely pricey, like really pricey for what you get. So I wait until it's on sale, or you know, have a good coupon and do that. So, and then all I do is I get my hand in there. Be careful if you have a big hand. You could also get a little help with some long nose pliers. Go in there and squeeze it in like that. You can put hot glue on it, but it's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to put hot glue on the little one because it doesn't have much to stick into the ground. And we'll put that on this side like so. And then I'll probably put this guy in there, give it a little change. I have some these from other pieces of greenery that I have bought. Again, I do not throw anything out, especially when you're working with miniatures. You'd be surprised what you can make with very strange things. I know I said it in the last tutorial, but I entered this little swap meet, and one of the things I made was spotlights for the ghosts, and I used bottle caps and put a little gem in it, and it looked like a spotlight. So my daughter was dumbfounded that I thought to do that. But you know, you've got to think outside of the box. You've got to just look at something and go, all right, what else can I do with this? And yeah, or what, you know, what else could this be used for? If I tip it upside down, if I add this to it, if I, whatever. Now, another thing I like to do is add a little of this reindeer moss. They call it all kinds of things, but I like it to fill in on the sides. You don't have to. Sometimes I put little rocks, but I just think it, you know, fills it out. Yeah, like so, like that. All right, now the other thing I like to do is I like to decorate the top with some kind of gem. So let me look in my stash and see what I come up with. Okay, I found these in my stash. These are from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to get my tacky glue and just put dots of glue. This one's almost empty. I'm going to get another bottle. That's going to drive me insane. Alright, so you just put a dot of glue. This doesn't look open. I don't know how it had glue on the outside. Okay. Whoop. Just a little bit. You don't need that much. All around the house. Some of this is a little too much. Yeah. Yeah. Then I think I'm going to use the green because it contrasts. And put those on. I mixed it up, but that's okay. I don't like them to be in an even row either. I like them to be kind of haphazard all around, sort of like a toadstool. Yeah. All right. Let's do one more here. You know, this glue, you get too much or get too little. All right, so we're gonna let that dry. But yeah, and I just, you know, I love that. It's just decorated really cute. And then we're gonna get this guy in here, like so. Isn't that adorable? Oh my gosh, so freaking cute. All right, so gonna put some glue on here. And again, you might want to use E6000. I'm just using hot glue just to give you the idea. But there's that. All right. And the fairies, these were a set of fairies that they had in the springtime, and I bought them, and I didn't really like the coloring. So I painted them all white and then added the glitter to the fairy. And so you can do whatever you like, but this is just what I did. And then sometimes I add a little gem. This gem is kind of hidden. It's not in the right spot. Should be out here, like so. This one doesn't have a gem. I think that one works a little bit better because she's more the size. So I just put a little glue on that. Put that in there. Now you may want to add some more flowers. I was looking in my blue flower stash to see what we have. Not a whole heck of a lot, but and so I just put a little bit of glue. Just stick it in the grass. You know, a little green to just pop it a little bit. And you need very little. You don't have to use a lot. Now I'm going to put my stump there, so that's why I'm not putting too much. I'm going to put this right in the front, like so. I'm going to put the gazing ball here. And I also make little signs. I use these little, it was a package of wood. I want to say I got it at JoAnn's. And I just painted the sign. The toothpick I will just color in with a marker, like so. And sometimes I put a bead on the top of the sign. I don't have any beads here. Label maker. Okay, I use my label maker to create words, or I use like Tim Holtz words. And you know, this one says free to fly. I kind of like that. And so usually what I do is separate the words so that they fit. Put a little glue, or a lot of glue in this case. Jeez. All right. Free. And then I put a little glue over it because it's all going to dry clear. because it will seal it. That's a lot of glue, but it's okay. I gotta get a bead for the top of this or something. And let me see what I find in my little stash. Okay, so I got my little stumps here. I made 5. And I was looking for my gazing bowl. This is my favorite because it's iridescent, which would work, but then this one's a little bit smaller, and I thought that might work a little bit, but I don't know, I crushed that. Yeah, I never seen that happen before. Alright, but so what I would do is I would put my little stump, hot glue my stump in there, like so, and put a little glue on the bead. Like that. And then for the sign, I had these from the Dollar Tree, and so I just grabbed one and I put it on the top. And we're going to just stick that in here. Let's see, where would I like this? I think it really should be behind her, maybe. Yeah, like that. Okay, and that's it. I also make these little stepping stones, and what it is the polymer clay, and I just get a button. This one happens to be a little dragonfly stamp, and I put a stepping stone, or maybe several stepping stones, depends on how far back the house is, like that. You could put rhinestones, all these pearls, all the way around to decorate it a little bit more. You could put some leaves and a flower up here, although I don't really want to encumber looking at the entire scene. And again, you can hang this, just make sure this is really nice and tight, and you know, you could put a ribbon or a bow, but you can keep it at eye level so everyone can see. But I just think it is so, so adorable, and I hope you enjoyed this. It's very doable, and run to the Dollar Tree. I see these, and I'm going to do a Christmas version also a little later in the year. But yeah, I think that they're just adorable, and I just love fairies anyway. So thank you so much for tuning in, and please subscribe and share. We're doing really well. I'm very happy with the people that are coming in, and the subscribers that are turning on. It's so rewarding and fulfilling, and I would love to hear from you. You know, if there's something you want to see, or you need ideas on something, you know, let me know, and I'll be happy to you know, create stuff for you, with you, because you know we are TriLab, and the whole idea is to do this together. We're doing this together, and it's just so much fun, and a great relaxer. If it's causing you stress, step away, and realize that it's just a craft. It's not brain surgery. No one gets hurt. There are no mistakes. You learn by doing. So please go to our website. It's called artistrycollaborative.org. We also, I have a podcast called Inner Promptings that's on Spotify. It is on iTunes. It's on Apple and Google apps, and it's there to inspire you to be more creative, and it's a lot of fun. And just, I hope you're doing so well. I am so grateful for you, and just it's so important to be creative. It really, really is. And whatever it may be, it's just a matter of stretching yourself to do more, to try more. I recently just went to Maine, and there was a sign that said fly fishing uh, lessons, and I thought, now I'm not a fisherman by any stretch of the imagination. I fished once and caught a fish right away and was freaked out because I thought I was hurting the fish. So I don't make a good fisherman, but I just thought it'd be really cool to learn something that's really totally out of my comfort zone. You know, it may stretch me in ways that I didn't expect, and I think that you can learn other things that you may like that are related, or that that particular activity brings you to, and I think that's a great thing. So just my little soapbox moment, but again, thank you so much, and keep on creating. Absolutely.